Welcome to I Love Asian Dramas. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel to get notified when new videos are uploaded. The title of this Chinese fantasy romance drama is Don't Forget Me from Aichi with 24 episodes. The story begins in a modern setting where a woman is engaged in a phone conversation while gazing at a photo of an ancient artifact known as the Never Forget Me lamp. The scene then transitions to an ancient era where Qin Si Yuan is conversing with her guest. Suddenly, Xinzheng bursts into Si Yuan's studio, seeking refuge from men who are pursuing him. Thankfully, he is rescued by the powerful Si Yuan, who soon notices an unexpected reaction from the lamp when Xinzheng accidentally kisses her. Hopeful that Xinzheng is the man destined to extinguish the lamp, Si Yuan realizes that her freedom and the end of her immortality hinges on this task, requiring Xinzheng's cooperation. In a gesture of commitment, Si Yuan places a bracelet on Xinzheng, marking him as her chosen man. Despite his attempts to remove it, the bracelet proves to be unremovable because it is enchanted by Si Yuan. That night, the two venture out and release candles into the river, each candle carrying a wish. Just as Si Yuan closes her eyes, Xinzheng seizes the moment to escape, unaware that Si Yuan can track him anywhere due to her powers. Under the full moon, Si Yuan undergoes a painful transformation and faces harassment from men, but is fortuitously saved by Xinzheng. Si Yuan explains to Xinzheng that they need to locate the lost fragments of the lamp. To do so, she requires a more intimate connection with him. As they navigate their challenges, Xinzheng finds himself ambushed by armed men, but once again, Si Yuan comes to his rescue. Meanwhile, Shin Onren recognizes Si Yuan as the same woman who had aided him in his childhood. Xinzheng tries to assert his claim as the rightful heir to the Shin family leadership, but Shin Onren's allies refuse to hand over the Kylin seal. In a bold move, Si Yuan decides to use her powers to seize the seal herself. Afterward, Si Yuan confronts Xinzheng, furious over his deception. Meanwhile, he secretly meets with his subordinate and discovers that his father's corpse bore a flower-shaped bruise on his chest. In a harrowing turn of events, Xinzheng and Si Yuan hide in a cabinet to avoid detection. Si Yuan briefly senses one of the lamp fragments, but loses the connection, prompting her to seek out the individual she glimpsed in that fleeting moment. Si Yuan noticed a fragment on Shin Onren's watch. Wasting no time, when Shin Onren questioned her about being his brother's fiancée, she bartered her answer for his watch. However, she ended up with the watch after Shin Onren was knocked out. Sensing that Xinzheng was in danger, Si Yuan immediately teleported to his location, though this took a toll on her health due to her excessive use of power. When Si Yuan saw Xinzheng, she explained that about 13 days ago, she had stopped his father from entering her studio, believing it to be a break-in. Confused, she wondered why his father had died after she had shown mercy. Xinzheng revealed that his father was sick and unable to withstand her attack. They discovered that in their previous lives, Xinzheng and Si Yuan had been lovers. It was Xinzheng who had given Si Yuan the Never Forget lamp before heading off to battle. He explained that according to customs in their hometown, lighting the lamp on their wedding night would bind the couple together forever, ensuring that they would never forget each other. Tragically, when Xinzheng returned from battle, Si Yuan had taken his life. Upon realizing this connection to their past, Xinzheng became upset and told Si Yuan to leave. Now, Si Yuan was in a race against time to find the lamp fragments before Xinzheng's 25th birthday, as the lamp quencher would perish at that age if the lamp wasn't quenched. She urged Xinzheng to help her find the fragment, emphasizing that it was a matter of life and death, but he remained skeptical. Even after she handed him the seal, he still didn't believe her. Si Yuan then asked him what it would take for him to trust her, to which he responded that she would need to serve him until he was satisfied. Without hesitation, she agreed. Later, Si Yuan willingly accompanied Mr. Qian to facilitate a loan for Xinzheng. Fortunately, when Mr. Qian began to act inappropriately and Si Yuan's powers failed to protect her, Shin Onren stepped in just in time. He was pleased that Si Yuan remembered him as the child she had once helped. However, Xinzheng quickly intervened, pulling Si Yuan away from Shin Onren. In a surprising move, Xinzheng kissed Si Yuan to assert to his brother that she was his. Si Yuan's powers have weakened due to her prolonged absence from the Never Forget studio, which is why she chose not to retaliate against Xinzheng. When Xinzheng receives a report about Si Yuan wishing to meet him, his men caution him that it could be an ambush, and they turn out to be right. Ultimately, Xinzheng gets injured. Upon waking, he finds that he has lost his memories. Si Yuan takes advantage of this by falsely claiming that his name is Li Azheng and that he is her husband. She tells him these lies as part of her plan to easily locate the extinguishing lampshade, believing that if he thinks they're a married couple, it will simplify things. However, Xinzheng is suspicious. To test his doubts about their relationship, he asks Si Yuan to help him with his bath. Si Yuan agrees, desperate to maintain her facade. Outside the Never Forget studio, tensions are running high, and when Si Yuan notices the crowd's anger, she promptly locks the door for safety. She then takes Xinzheng to Zhao Mansion in search of the extinguishing lampshade, but they are intercepted by young Master Zhe. During the ensuing conflict, Si Yuan gets injured while trying to shield Xinzheng. He carries her to the Wish Fulfillment Hall to help her recover, and in a surprising turn, he begins to regain fragments of his lost memories. As the full moon rises, Si Yuan experiences intense pain, and fortunately, Xinzheng is there to comfort her. The next morning, they share a tender moment together, professing their love for one another. Xinanren visits the Never Forget studio, and Xinzheng answers the door. Si Yuan informs Xinanren that Xinzheng has lost his memories and believes he is her husband. Observing from a distance, Xinzheng becomes jealous and interrupts their conversation, prompting Xinanren to leave. Determined to retrieve the extinguishing lampshade, Xinzheng heads to Zhao Mansion alone. Unfortunately, he is captured, and the servants accuse him of causing their master's death. This revelation flusters him, as he doesn't recognize the master in the photo they've shown him. Thankfully, Xinzheng's men arrive just in time to rescue him. Even when his subordinate insists that Si Yuan is not his wife, Xinzheng chooses not to believe it. Meanwhile, Si Yuan confronts Xinanren, warning him not to harm Xinzheng again, knowing he's behind the sinister plot targeting him. Xinzheng starts to recover more memories of his past, and when he seeks confirmation from Si Yuan to clear his doubts, she does not deny her lies, but only offers him an apology. Frustrated, Xinzheng smashes the fragment of the extinguishing lampshade in front of her. Xinzheng lost consciousness, while Xinanren deliberately chose not to assist him. Si Yuan managed to use her powers to extract another fragment from the broken lampshade. Fortunately, Miss Su saved Xinzheng and immediately proposed marriage to him, captivated by his good looks, but he turned her down. Upon returning to the Zhao Mansion, Miss Su followed him. Xinzheng and his subordinates suspected Xinanren of foul play, but Xinzheng decided to hold off on arresting him, preferring to act cautiously. Si Yuan knelt outside the mansion, pleading for Xinzheng's help in finding the fragment, yet he remained unresponsive. Unable to endure the wait any longer, Xinanren stepped in to assist her, prompting Xinzheng to finally agree to help find the third fragment. Si Yuan made it clear that once they retrieved the fragment, she wanted nothing more to do with him, and he accepted that. Jealous of Xinanren, Xinzheng kissed Si Yuan, which only fueled her anger. Eventually, they found the third fragment. When Xinzheng hesitated to extinguish the lamp, Si Yuan used her powers to compel him to do so. Afterward, she bid him farewell, reiterating that they were no longer connected. Si Yuan was puzzled when she realized she was still alive after they quenched the lamp. The building caught fire, leaving Xinzheng trapped inside. Si Yuan returned to save him, but they both ended up losing consciousness. In the morning, Miss Su cared for Xinzheng, feeling envious as he rushed to Si Yuan upon waking. However, Si Yuan had lost her memory and could no longer recognize Xinzheng as her lover. Xinzheng was determined to reclaim Si Yuan from Xinanren, but she didn't trust him at that moment, forcing him to leave. Xinanren relished this newfound trust from Si Yuan. In a surprising turn, Xinzheng arrested Shenanren, holding the general ledger as evidence against him, and discovered that the extinguishing lampshade mysteriously remained unquenched. Si Yuan realized that someone was trying to make her sleep, so she pretended to succumb. It turned out to be Miss Su's sinister plot, which fortunately didn't succeed. As a result of this incident, Xinzheng ordered Miss Su to leave the mansion. A confrontation ensued between Miss Su and Si Yuan, but Xinzheng arrived just in time to save her. Si Yuan was in agony due to the full moon, and Xinzheng stayed by her side to offer comfort. Curious about Si Yuan's flawless complexion, Miss Su was soon escorted out of the mansion. Although Si Yuan was badly injured, Xinzheng rushed to her aid. However, she chose to follow Shenanren instead, not wanting Xinzheng to harbor lingering feelings for her, knowing that she was dying. Xinzheng neglected his own injuries to help Si Yuan heal quickly. In a surprising turn, Shenanren proposed to marry Si Yuan in exchange for Xinzheng's freedom, and she accepted. On their wedding night, Xinzheng attempted to rescue her, but was hurt when she pushed him away, urging him to leave. Fortunately, Xinzheng survived. As Miss Su's past was inadvertently revealed, it came to light that she was actually Si Yuan's sister, who had transformed her appearance to look like Si Yuan. She was the true cause of the misunderstandings between Xinzheng and Si Yuan. In that moment, the real Si Yuan, unable to intervene due to her captivity. Back in the present, Xinzheng was devastated as he realized that the real villain was Si Yuan's sister, loathing himself for how he had treated Si Yuan. Meanwhile, Miss Su was left in shock, grappling with the harsh truths of her past. Miss Su expresses her heartfelt apology to Si Yuan for her past actions, revealing that it was Shenanren who caused her suffering. Si Yuan desperately attempts to use her powers to save Miss Su, but her efforts are in vain, and Miss Su ultimately passes away. Following this, Si Yuan is captured by Shenanren, who demands the Kylin seal in exchange for her freedom. Without a moment's hesitation, Xinzheng agrees to this deal. In the end, Shenanren faces the consequences of his wrongdoings at the hands of Xinzheng. Si Yuan then explains to Xinzheng that they are in a dire situation. If the lamp goes out, she will die, but if it stays lit, Xinzheng will meet the same fate. This dire choice is why Si Yuan continually pushes Xinzheng away. Now, he fully grasped the lengths she has gone to protect him. In a turn of events, Xinzheng asks Si Yuan to marry him, and she joyfully agrees. They exchange vows in a beautiful ceremony at the church. Later that evening, as newlyweds, Xinzheng takes Si Yuan for a romantic walk outside the mansion. With his 25th birthday approaching, Si Yuan wishes him well, and they share a tender kiss. Xinzheng then requests the never-forget lamp from Si Yuan, intending to extinguish it as a gesture of love. Si Yuan appreciates his intentions, knowing the weight of his sacrifice. As he prepares to put out the lamp, he tells her that loving her is a true honor. Si Yuan responds with her own feelings of love, but tragically, she dies in Xinzheng's arms. The story closes as it shifts back to the modern era, where a researcher resembling Si Yuan has a serendipitous encounter with a striking man who looks like Xinzheng. They exchange warm smiles, hinting at a beautiful connection. Hello. Feel free to check out another video or subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and drop a comment below. Thanks a bunch for tuning in.